In this video, let's talk about what works if you want to publish low and medium content books on Amazon KDP this year and build a successful self-publishing business. Hi, I'm Caroline. Welcome to my channel. Every single week, I share videos all about self-publishing books so that you can build your own business, self-publishing low and medium content books using the Amazon KDP platform. So if that sounds like something that is interesting to you, please make sure to subscribe so you do not miss out on any videos just like this one. As with all online businesses, self-publishing is an ever-changing one. Technology changes, trends come and go, customer buying habits change, but there are always some things that do never change and always stay the same. So we need to find a balance between those two things in order to be successful self-publishing this year. So if I were starting from scratch to start a self-publishing business, publishing low and medium content books using the Amazon KDP platform, here is what I would do. First of all, just quickly, if anyone is watching this video and are new to self-publishing, have no idea what low and medium content means, these are books that have a little to no content within them in terms of words. High content books are books with words. They are books that you read like a fiction novel, and low and medium content books are books like coloring books, activity books, puzzle books, journals, and notebooks. And this is just a few of the different types of low and medium content books. There are many more different kinds that you can create and publish. But hopefully that just quickly gives you an idea of what we're talking about in this video and what I talk about mainly on my channel. Okay, so you want to go into this whole thing with a plan. It'll get you where you want to go much faster. If you don't have a plan, you sort of end up just all over the place and not really getting anywhere. So the first thing that I would do is I would choose a niche that I want to publish books in, and there are a few things I want to look for when deciding on a niche. Firstly, pick a niche that has high demand. Why do I encourage this? Well, I think it's smart to go where the customers are. Yes, there can be more competition here in terms of other books and other self-publishers and other traditional publishers, but it's where Amazon's customers are buying books. If you're not sure where to even start with this, you can just browse Amazon. One place to start is looking at the best sellers. First of all, you just go to the books category up here. Then we can click on over to bestsellers and more, and we want to go for Amazon best sellers. And you can firstly just look at the top selling books across all of Amazon and just look for low content books. And if we just take notice here, we're looking for coloring books, activity books, puzzle books, notebooks. Straight away, we have a few coloring books. We've got Girl Moments coloring book, Little Corner coloring book, number 5 and number 6 out of the entire Amazon bookstore. We've got another one in number 7, the Cozy Friends coloring book. There's another coloring book down there in spot number 9, another coloring book in spot number 16. So we can straight away see probably what the most popular low content book type on Amazon is. Here we have a guided prompt journal. So that's in spot number 19. And so you just scroll through and just get an idea of what types of low content books are popular. You can also go through each of the categories here on the left-hand side. This will drill down a little bit further into more specific niches. And if we look in the crafts, hobbies, and home section, again, we've got a whole bunch of coloring books coming up. It looks like it's pretty much all coloring books in this category. And just take note of any low content books that you see and take notes of what kind of books are the best selling low content books in all of these categories. And once you have a list of the best selling low content books, you can go and look into these niches and start doing your niche research. Also, I want to look for a niche which gives me the ability to create multiple related books. What I mean by this is, let's say that I want to publish books in the puzzle book niche. Can I create different but related books here? Yes, I can create word search puzzle books. I can create maze puzzle books. I can create Sudoku puzzle books, cryptogram puzzle books. There is a whole range of different types of puzzles, and I can create a whole range of puzzle books across a whole bunch of different puzzle book niches. Does this make sense? Ideally, I want to find a niche where I can go deep into that niche and create a lot of books in it, which leads into the next thing that I would do, and I would create a brand around the niche that I want to publish books in. A few years ago, when low content book publishing started to get really popular, nobody cared about having a brand or whether their books were recognizable or whether they followed any kind of branding or had any kind of cohesiveness to them. But nowadays, if I create a brand which includes a brand logo, brand colors, brand fonts, and other similar things, it's going to create more trust with customers. It's going to make my books and my brand more recognizable to customers. And hopefully, if customers do like my brand and what I'm offering, it will encourage them to actually buy my books. Having a brand is also going to help me with consistency and will speed up the book creating process. Once I have a brand, I'm going to know exactly what font to use on all of my covers, what colors to use on all the covers of my books, what the layout of the interior of my books is going to look like in every single one. So each time I do create a book, it's one less thing that I have to do, which is going to make the book creation process so much faster. I don't have to design every book from scratch when I have that consistent branding. Branding is all about perception and how customers perceive your brand. So the goal of branding is to create credibility and trust so that customers will buy from you. The next thing that I'd do is I'd start creating and publishing my books, but what I want to do is create unique books. There is no point in copying exactly what is already available on Amazon. If there is already a best-selling book in your niche, there is no point to just go and copy it because customers are just going to keep buying that best-selling book. I will need to find a point of difference. I'll need to find a way to make my book a bit different to what's already out there. But here's the thing, I don't want to make it too different, too unique, because there is also a customer expectation that I need to be aware of. And what I mean by this is that there are certain things a customer expects from certain books. And this is going to be different in every niche, and you will have to figure that one out for yourself depending on what niche you're going to be publishing books in. But for this example, let's say we're looking at coloring books. You'll notice that all coloring books have a blank page behind every coloring page. So we have the coloring page on the right, a blank page on the left. Sometimes this blank page is white, sometimes it's black. That is totally up to the preference of the publisher. But this is because when you color in the image on this side, the pens show through the other side. And if you decide to save on paper and put all your coloring images on both sides of the page, no one will buy your books because they won't be able to color in all the images. If they color in this image, they're not going to be able to color in the image on this side of the page. So this is just an example. And while there are some things I will have to do to make sure my book meets those customer expectations and that everyone else is doing in their coloring books too, or whatever book that it is, I also want to look for ways to make mine a little bit different. If I'm making puzzle books, for example, then I'm going to make sure to use puzzle book software that allows me to create absolutely unique puzzles so that I know my book will be different from all the other ones available. If I'm going to be publishing guided prompt journals, then I'm going to make sure the prompts I use are extremely unique, or maybe I can create a journal that is targeting a specific mental health topic, not just a general guided prompt journal. The other thing that I'm going to do when creating books is follow the trends from what is popular with Amazon's customers currently. An example of this, and still staying with the example of coloring books, is the current trend of coloring books being printed in this square shape rather than the traditional rectangle, sort of an A4 size that coloring books always were for as long as coloring books have been around. But these days, the most popular format of book is this square style. So I would follow those sorts of trends because they're very easy to incorporate into books. And also creating books that cater to events and holidays is also going to be part of my strategy. Holidays like Halloween and Christmas, there's a few others thrown in there throughout the year too, but they are huge buying periods for books and can really give me a boost of income at those times of the year and help get the rest of my brand and books seen by customers. Next, I'm going to build a presence away from Amazon and share my books and my brand on social media. This is a way to reach customers who may never have found my books or my brand otherwise. Focus on TikTok and create short form videos that can be repurposed onto other social media platforms without really any extra work or effort. That's platforms like Instagram, maybe even Facebook. One of the problems with selling on Amazon is that the customer always belongs to Amazon, and you never get to know any of the details of the people who buy your books, which means that you have no way of contacting them in the future. You might want to let people know who have already bought your books about new books that you have coming out that they will probably like because they liked the book they've already bought from you. Or you might just want to share more information about your other books, your brand, but you can't do that when a customer buys from you from Amazon because you don't know their contact details. So a good idea is to build up a social media following of people who could be interested in the types of books that you publish so that you can tell them when books are available, what new books are being published, and then encourage them to go buy them when they are available. It's a free way to market and promote your books and can have a really big payoff if your videos start to get decent views, especially on TikTok. And one of the last things that I'm going to do is rinse and repeat. Once I've created one book for my niche, I'll publish another one and add it to the brand that I'm building. I'll then share that book with any social media that I'm building. Then I'll publish another book and add it to my brand, share it on social media, and so on until I've built up a collection of books under my brand within my niche. Depending on the niche that you're publishing books in, you may never be finished publishing books under that niche. Look at the coloring book niche. There are publishers that have hundreds of coloring books, and there are some niches that you just have an unlimited opportunity for the amount of books you can publish there. And lastly, and this one certainly is not necessary, but if I do build up a brand with books that people are buying, I'm building a good social media following and starting to build up that community through social media, then I would take this one step further and start to create additional streams of income. These are going to be products that are related to the niche and the books that I'm publishing. For example, if I'm publishing coloring books, I can create an online store and then I can sell digital versions of my coloring books. If I'm publishing self-help journals, then maybe I can create some kind of course about helping people with a mental health problem people could be having. If I decided to publish blank music sheet workbooks, then maybe I can offer some kind of lessons about learning music or instruments. And this is where we can just start thinking beyond the books. As I said, this isn't crucial or a must-do part of the process, but down the track, once you have established your brand and you have a set of books published and they're selling well, or they're selling as where you are satisfied with them, and you want to take your brand to the next level and take it away from Amazon, where you can start to have more control over your products and your customers and just be able to offer more for your customers, to be able to help them with whatever it is that they're coming to you for help with, then this could be a good next step. So those are the things that I would start doing if I was starting from scratch this year to build a self-publishing business. And I hope that you are inspired and motivated to get started on self-publishing your own books if you have been wanting to, but just haven't got started yet. Let's make this year the year. If you did enjoy this video, YouTube thinks that you will like these ones too. So please go check them out to learn more about self-publishing your own low and medium content books on the Amazon KDP platform. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.